But let's hop into
The
some
awards.
some awards here.
Yeah.
You can go first because I am not prepared.
So for you want to do all of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So for offensive player of the week, I'm gonna go with Kirk Cousins. 500 yards. Really, really hard for anybody else to compete with that. So, basically speaks for itself. And then defensive player of the week, I'll go with. I actually don't have one, but I'll just go off the dome. I'll go with Dexter Lawrence. One of the best tackles in the league. Had 3 sacks against the Seahawks last week. Um, yeah, I mean he's a really good contributor on defense. And I mean, if the Giants didn't have him, their defense would quite literally be in shambles. So yeah, great performance for him. Moment of the week. I don't have one either. I don't have one for that. So I'll just make one up. Let's
Moment
go.
of the week, bro. I have
Yeah.
like four.
Well, I
That's
mean,
like the one I do have a
I
lot
just
of.
I don't know which one to pick.
That's true.
Um, I'll go with the big boy return for the interception, the one we just talked about. That was pretty fucking
Well,
cool.
it was cool because they were talking about him. Because he smacked Travis Kelsey the play before, like hard, and then they were
Yeah.
like, "That was the brother of Taylor Swift's dancer on the Eras tour," and like talking about him, and like
And the
they were
very
just waiting for him.
very
Like
next play gets an interception, script,
yeah,
but
yeah,
still really cool.
heavy script.
Still really
Me
cool.
and Paige were literally talking about how like they were just waiting for this dude to make a play,
Yeah.
so they could talk about all those things. And after all he did was hit Travis Kelsey super hard, and they just went into like all of these things. And then the next play, he has an interception. Like it was just crazy. But yeah. Did you have a riser and a faller?
Yeah, so for my rising team, I'm gonna go with the Bears. I know, like we said, Panthers, whatever. But like this offense is starting to find a groove, and if they can just put it together, they can, kind of make that, that maybe that wild card spot that a lot of people were thinking they could do, before the season started. So yeah, I'm excited to see how the Bears do the rest of the season. Kind of want to check out their schedule real quick to see what it's looking like. Next 3 games are against the Jaguars, Commanders, and Cardinals. So
They could
their
be
next,
six and
yeah,
five
and then
and two.
also the Patriots.
Oh,
So
they could be second in the NFC North or
I'm
first,
seeing
depending.
like 2 like surefire wins right there. To be honest with you,
What
actually,
Pats and Jags?
not Jags because that's in London. So never mind. Um,
Yeah, but didn't the Jaguars already play in London and get their ass kicked?
Not this. I don't think they play this year because I think the only game that's been like international so far was or not international but in London was the one we just had with the Jets and Vikings.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's also
First,
there's also the game in Brazil
well,
with the
yeah.
with the Eagles and Packers.
I could have. I thought we were talking. We were doing like pick'ems or something, and I was like, "Well, the Jags suck." And you're like, "Yeah, but this game is in London, so
I can. Was there a game? I don't think there was. I'm pretty sure. Well, let me do some checking real quick. No,
um,
no, I don't think they played there yet.
no."
They play their next 2 games there though.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe that's what we were thinking. I don't know. I don't know.
Um. Okay, so I do have. Oh, did you have a faller?
Seahawks.
Yeah, fortunately,
Like that loss is so bad. I'm moving you down like a tier, like in my hypothetical power rankings.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So my moment of the week. I'll start off with that. I'm gonna be biased here. I have to be biased because it was just such. No, no, it was
I was
such
kidding.
an insane game with the Bengals. But like my backups would be the play that happened last night that you had, the play on Thursday night. What's his name again? You said it earlier.
Oh, Kadero Hodge.
Daryl Hodge having that game winner in OT. Just a surreal moment to cap off an insane game. But I'm gonna have to go with the Lamar touchdown to Isaiah Likely. And then another backup would be there's 2 backups in the game, the missed field goal and the Derrick Henry 50-yard run. But I got that play was just insane. That was probably one of the greatest plays of the freaking year.
Yeah, I
Um,
do want to say an honorable mention I had for moment of the week was the Kyler Murray 50-yard touchdown run because it was a cool run and also it had Tom Brady like creaming his pants
yep,
respectfully,
that's pretty cool.
which was really weird to hear. Is really uncomfortable. But anywho,
Um, my offensive player of the week is going to be Lamar. So now I'll finally stop being biased. I'm sorry.
Yeah, finally, dude. Fucking
Um,
Ravens homer over here. Jesus Christ.
Bro, Lamar had probably one of the
No.
best passing games of his probably the best passing game of his career. Um, I think he
Bengals
had like a,
defense.
I think he had like a 5 touchdown game against the Dolphins one time in his MVP, his first MVP season. But one of his best passing games of his entire career. I got to give it to him. And then my defensive player of the week is going to go to Pat Surtain from the Broncos. He did have 2 interceptions and a pick six against the Raiders,
Yeah.
and helped the Broncos put absolute belt to ass
Belt
against
to ass,
the
baby.
Raiders, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to PS2. He had a good game and a sick
Probably
nickname.
he is the best corner in the NFL right now. I would say. I think it's either him or Sauce Gardner.
I think he's. I think he's number 2. I'd still say Sauce is.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's close though.
I'd
I
give
do
it to
love. I
Pat
do love
Surtain.
PS2, but I would probably put Sauce up there a little
Didn't they
bit.
both come from the same draft class?
No.
No?
I think Sertan was a year before
Oh, okay. Um,
or 2 years before. It might have been.
my biggest riser of the week. Oh, my biggest riser of the week is going to be. I'm actually going to give it to the Atlanta Falcons,
Okay.
who I feel like have just been looking like kind of solid through the first 4 weeks. Like they're just like, eh.
Well, I think Kirk's kind of just finally, kind of getting into a groove with his guys.
Well, Kirk Cousins just looked phenomenal
Yeah.
Thursday night. And so now you're like, okay, this is the Vikings Kirk Cousins that we saw last year that we paid the bag to. Because for a minute there, you had people asking for, I guess it was just after week 1. People were like, oh, start Michael Penis.
I
Okay,
think I was one of those people.
that is gone now. That is out the window. Kirk Cousins looks fantastic. And so they definitely are a riser, in my opinion. Bears are a good shout. Commies are a good shout. Um, Other than that, though, Broncos honestly kind of a shout for me.
I
But
would say Broncos if they just get better quarterback play. Like if their quarterback play improves.
yeah, but Bo Nix didn't really play that bad.
They just kind of manage the game, I would say, Just kind of game managery type performance.
But when you have a defense that good,
Yeah, I mean that's all you need to do.
that's all you need to do.
So
But anyways, my biggest faller, Seahawks are for sure a good shout. But I'll go with a different team here. I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills.
yeah,
Who-
I would say the Bills are a good shout. I would say
Even though they played bad teams even though they played bad teams the first 3 weeks, just looked on fire and like did not look like they missed Stephon Diggs whatsoever. And now the past 2 weeks, you're like, okay, maybe they missed some Diggs. Maybe Josh Allen is not as good as we're thinking right now. But I do think they'll step it up. I just think the past 2 weeks have looked really bad for the Bills, and even though they made the game close against the Texans, to be honest, it shouldn't have been that close. That's why I feel like it was more on the Texans. But
yeah.
the Bills are a faller for me.
I would say the Bills are a pretty good shout for a faller just because I feel like after week 3, people probably had them so high, me included.
Yeah,
But I feel like after these last 2 games, it's kind of like let's put them down a
I
little
think
bit.
I had them top 3. I
Yeah,
think I had
that's
them
fair.
second behind the Chiefs.
Yeah, a lot of people probably did just because I mean, how can't you with how
Right.
good they played? So I understand that.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, I will say a team that like they're not really good as the biggest faller after this week because they've just been falling consistently. But the Browns, they just look so
The
bad.
Browns, yeah, I think that would be. I think I probably already put them for a faller. So
But you could put them every week. Since,
yeah,
like, week
honestly,
2.
I'm just gonna keep doing that. If they keep playing Deshaun, fuck it, dude. I'm just gonna put the Browns here every week.
Um,
I'll just be
watch
the Browns.
Deshaun Watson's just gonna have like a 300-yard, 4 touchdown game.
And I hope they still lose.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But anyways, yeah, that was week 5. Let us know what you guys think. Who are your guys' favorite players to watch? Biggest fallers, risers, and how did your team do?